The Taking of Deborah Logan is an American found-footage horror film directed by Adam Robitel and released on October 21st, 2014. The premise of the film is that a group of, college students are endeavoring to make a documentary about victims of Alzheimer's by cataloging the daily life of a mentally decaying woman by the name of Deborah Logan. Over the course of their experience, they discover that Alzheimer's ain't the only thing wrong with this bitch's brain, do you feel me? Anyway, this is the film that made me realize that there can be good found-footage horror out there. I was introduced to it by my best friend at the time who shared a passion for the subject with me. Performances in Deborah Logan or The Taking, I'm not really sure which one would be more fitting, are rather good overall with just a few exceptions. Anne Ramsey in particular delivers a fantastic one. I've only seen her in smaller roles, but I found that she is quite talented. There's some cheesy dialogue here and there, but it still works with its own little charm. The editing is pretty appalling at times, however. The presentation of the film as a mockumentary isn't as realistic as, say, Lake Mungo, but it is believable enough. The story develops itself at a pretty acceptable pace as well, and does remain interesting consistently. There are some scenes that are a little too irregular, some scenes that are a little unnecessary, or again, cheesy. Cliché shots of spooky apparitions, cliché monster sounds here and there, cliché sound cues. It's definitely not a film without its clichés. Overall, the production is a bit dated in all honesty, but the effects are surprisingly impressive and do pay off pretty handsomely. I would say that The Taking of Deborah Logan serves best as a found footage gateway flick for those who are curious as to what the genre can deliver. As I've said in the past, good horror is hard to find, but when you do, it's a gem. And good found footage is even harder and that much more rewarding. It doesn't stick out as an amazing film for the time, and frankly, it reminds me more of mid to late 2000s horror rather than early to mid 2010s. I acknowledge that this is a horror film that is far from perfect in more ways than one. In fact, it's a little dumb, at least at parts. But despite all the minor drawbacks, I still hold The Taking in high regard. Maybe that's my own sentimentality, which I would not be above conceding, but fuck me, it's just my piece.
Mom, please. Mom.